Good afternoon, villagers. How are you doing? It's Arnie, it's Pepper Tree Villa, and it's time for your daily dose of Disney. Hope everything's going well with you. Let me try and get this a little closer so that I can actually read the screen as well. There we go. That's a little better. Hope you're all doing okay. I've been a little under the weather today. Just, I think, effects of the fire that we've had. We've been breathing in a lot of smoke in this area. It's been kind of like bad. My eyes were burning. I had problems with a sore throat. And actually, I'm feeling a little achy. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it has me a little concerned. But I'm not going to worry about it because I seem to be doing okay. Pam's fam. Hello there. Pam, do me a favor. Drop your channel in the conversation. I'd like to make sure that we promote your channel today. I'd like to see if we can't get you to 100 subscribers as soon as possible. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today for the Daily Dose of Disney. My name is Arnie. It is October 29th, 2019. It is 57 days until Christmas. I believe that's what I have down. So it is, it's getting closer. It's almost November. It is almost November. Oh my goodness. Time for Thanksgiving is coming up. Halloween is just a couple days away. Tell me you're not excited about the holidays. Oh my gosh, I'm just thrilled about it. I hope you're all having a good day. Oh, Myers and the Mouse mobile watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, little darling, thank you for joining. Doug will be joining too. He is in the other room at the moment, but he'll be monitoring the chat as well. So that's always helpful to have him there helping me along. Let's go ahead and get started. October 29th. Oh, Todd. Thank you for joining, Todd. Good to see you. Let's see. October 29th, 1966. Walt Disney received an award from the American Forestry Association on this day. It was for outstanding service in conservation for American resources. Amy, thank you for joining. Rosie, thank you for being here. Always nice to have you in the chat. So it's from the oldest national nonprofit conservation organization in the United States. The American Forestry Association was formed in Chicago in September of 1875. So almost 100 years, and they gave Walt Disney the award. Paul McDonald, thank you for joining. Good to have you here. October 29th, 1971. Of course, this has been the month, the grand opening month for Walt Disney World, and I've really been bringing attention to that this month. There was a 90-minute special that ran on NBC on this day, 4 weeks after the official opening of Walt Disney World, and then, of course, they had the celebration on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. They recorded a lot of that, and it was all done for a TV special that was aired on the 29th. 52 million people were watching NBC that night when they showed this grand opening of Walt Disney World. People like, let's see, Julie Andrews was there, Glenn Campbell, Buddy Hackett, Jonathan Winters, and Bob Hope. Bob Hope actually was quoted about the Contemporary Hotel, so listen to what he says about it. If you're familiar with some of these references, well, at least one of them, Dean Martin, hopefully you understand that he had a little bit where he was always played a drunk when he was singing and so forth, and on his TV show and everything. Bob Hope makes a reference to this, and that is talking about the Contemporary Hotel. He says, it's really two buildings leaning against each other. And I want to congratulate the architect, Dean Martin. I have a lovely room with complete privacy, except in the bathtub, which Donald Duck shares with me. Have you ever tried bathing with a duck who was playing with his rubber man? Yeah, it's Bob Hope's humor. Then I also said, I ordered lunch from room service. Snow White brought it in, and I was afraid to eat the apple. And I didn't dare drink the water because that was delivered by Pluto. Those are jokes from Bob Hope about the Contemporary Resort. Okay. In 1993, we're jumping ahead to October 29th, 1993. On this day, oh, great, you're going to Walt Disney World this weekend. Congratulations. That's so much fun. Good for you. Kind of wish I was going this weekend. We have friends that are going to Disneyland this weekend too. Stacy Rogers, thank you for being here. Blue Nose, Chris, how you doing? Good to have you here. Hope you're doing well. So, 1993, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas debuted in United States movie theaters on this day, 1993, 26 years ago. Oh, great, you'll be streaming the entire day. How fun. That's a lot of fun. I love streaming in the parks. It's so much fun. So it was released not from Walt Disney Pictures. It was done by Touchstone Pictures, but of course that was also part of Walt Disney Company. It still has been. I'll be at the Disney store in New York City almost a week before Christmas. Todd, I want to see pictures. Make sure you post some pictures of that. I would love to see the Disney store in Times Square. That would be awesome. So, also in 1993, this is a publication for Disneyland cast members. It's called The Disneyland Line. They featured an article called The Tale of the Haunted Mansion, and it retold the entire history of the attraction for the employees. So they had an idea of what was going on with it. Disneyland really does a lot to keep the history alive. They make sure that their employees are always well versed with it as well. Thank you, Todd. I knew you would. Awesome. Cool. Thank you. October 29th, 1996. Toy Story is released on VHS tape and Laserdisc. Of course, neither of those formats lasted. Of course, DVDs kind of took over, and then now Blu-ray and 4Ks, of course, that too, and now digital. Dances with Goofy, thank you for being here. In 1998, I posted a picture of the Autopia on Twitter and Instagram, and also the thumbnail for this particular video. That was from this information that I had about the Autopia. Disney and Chevron announced that they were going to be in a partnership, and it was going to be a makeover of Disneyland's Autopia. This was a big deal. At that time, there was an Autopia in Tomorrowland and one in Fantasyland. This redo of the Autopia completely remodeled that thing. They made one very long track. It included regular freeway driving, street driving, and even off-roading in this particular version of the Autopia. But they combined both tracks of Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. They used the footprint of both of those attractions, made it one big Autopia with the entrance in Tomorrowland over by what used to be the Carousel of Progress in Disneyland. I mentioned Carousel of Progress because that leads me into the next story that I had here, and that was in 2001, October 29th, 2001, the Orlando Sentinel. There's that paper again. They do a lot of reporting about Walt Disney World. They announced that the Carousel of Progress was now shuttered. People freaked out about it, thinking it was never going to open again. There wasn't a closed sign on the building, but it had been taken off guide maps and so forth. So not good, not good at all when you see the attraction come off. Turns out they said that would just reopen soon on a seasonal basis. So they clarified that to keep the rumors from spreading that it was closing and they were removing it. Let's hope they never remove the Carousel of Progress. I know it's a legacy attraction, but me personally, I love the Carousel of Progress. And I know there are a lot of people out there that do love it as well. Doug and I, whenever we go to Walt Disney World, we don't spend as much time at Magic Kingdom as we do at the other parks because a lot of it is very similar to Disneyland. But Carousel of Progress is one of those attractions we always get on when we go there. Make sure that we don't miss it. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Also, 2002, October 29, 2002, on this day at the Disneyland Resort, the city of Anaheim and Disneyland got together. They teamed up to celebrate the winning team of the World Series. The Anaheim Angels had clinched the World Series. They had a huge parade at Disneyland down Main Street at 10 a.m. They called it a Hometown Heroes Welcome Cavalcade. I think that's pretty cool because that was the first time. And of course, shortly after that, howdy from Texas. Oh, what's that? Texas Lottery? Texas Lottery Fun. Thank you for joining. Good to have you here. So yeah, that was the World Series winners of 2002. Anaheim Angels. What a team. That was awesome. Let me get my notes here also. Oh, that's right. 2010, October 29th, 2010, the Disneyland Resort marked a milestone in the expansion of Disney California Adventure. The top peak of Cars Land was finally in place. That was the highest point. They always erect a flag on the top when they top off on a building. That was this day in 2010, 9 years ago. And it wasn't for another year and a half. It took a year and a half for them to finish all the details of Cars Land, but I'll tell you, it was worth the wait. If you have not been to Cars Land at Disney California Adventure, I highly, highly recommend it. It is like you are walking right into the movie. It is incredible. Route 66, from the entrance of Route 66 all the way down to the Cadillac Range where you go on Radiator Springs Racers, it is an amazing place. Just really cool. October 29th, 2012, Wreck-It Ralph was distributed. Animation Studios, they finally did it. It premiered on this day 7 years ago. Pretty cool. Wreck-It Ralph. I remember seeing Wreck-It Ralph the first time and I was just blown away. I just could not believe how beautiful the film was and how clever it was. It's a cute movie. I also like Ralph Breaks the Internet. Wreck-It Ralph 2. That one's good too. Very good. Okay. That's it for history. Let me pull up my other notes here that I have. It won't take me but a minute or so to find the right file that I'm looking for. But hope you're all having a good day. It's actually been a nice day now that I've been talking with everyone here. I always enjoy this. So, talking about the Disney YouTube network that we have in our world. Amy, if you're still in the chat, are you going to be going live today at 6:30 Eastern? If so, please just mention it here. That's going to be in just about 15 minutes or so. Mention it here if you're going to definitely be doing that. If not, the next show on the Disney YouTube network that we have, Duke Family Chronicles. Hello, how are you doing? Always nice to see you here in the chat. We have More Sunshine Please at 7:30. Jim, as entertaining as he is, leads us through trivia, through Disney news, and just all around, always has a fun time. So Todd, you say I need to wear Mickey ears for the next show? You know what? All my Mickey ears are up on a shelf right now. I can't really get to them. Otherwise, I would be wearing them. I'd show them to you. We do love show and tell here at Pepper Tree Villa. So that's More Sunshine Please at 7:30 Eastern. At 8 Eastern, Mouse Talk. Walt does his show Mouse Madness. Always talks about Disney on Tuesday nights. And then on also Tuesday, of course, that's tonight, at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, we have a Disney Life for Me. Miguel and Daniela always do Disney Talk Tuesdays. That is what's happening tonight on the Disney YouTube network. And don't be surprised if you see a surprise stream from another channel coming up. Who knows? Sometimes that 10 p.m. slot, which isn't listed here, sometimes it's occupied by another channel. So, who knows? Diz our dream. Always good to see you here. Thank you. And Keystone, thank you. When are you doing another cooking show? Todd, that is a very good question. Doug and I were actually talking about that we want to start editing some more videos. We want to do, thank you, Mike. Tonight they're not going to talk about Disney. Walt with Mouse Talk is going to be talking about his trip to Washington, D.C. Anyway, Todd, to get back to your question, Doug and I were just talking about cooking, and we're going to be doing some cooking demos coming up. We're actually researching some recipes. Tonight, we are actually cooking a new recipe tonight, and it's all for research with our Instant Pot. It's some kind of a stew, but that's all I'll say about it right now. I want to make sure that stew is just right before we present it to you, our villagers. That way, we've got a winner of a recipe, and everyone can share it and have some fun with it. We love cooking here at the Villa. So coming up this week on Pepper Tree Villa, of course, the Daily Dose every day during the week, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. And then we have Ben dropping a video on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. That's going to be Life with Ben. And so let's see. Dances with Goofy. I've been thinking about Guinness stew lately. Guinness actually makes a good flavor. It's a good flavor base for a stew. This stew tonight is not going to be even Well, it's not a typical stew that we have done before, but I think this one's going to be good. Yeah, I'll give you more information about it. In fact, hopefully I'll be able to post a picture on Instagram. So if you haven't been following us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, make sure you go there, follow us, Pepper Tree Villa, and you'll be able to catch us there. And I post a lot of pictures about what's coming up. For instance, I always advertise the Daily Dose on Twitter and Instagram, and you'll find that information there. Well, that is about all I have for the Daily Dose today. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you so much for the input. It's always helpful to answer questions as the broadcast is going on. I love interacting with everyone here in the village. Thank you so much. Yeah, you get to watch Ben to kick off your birthday Thursday, Pam. That's right. Definitely. Great. Thank you so much for joining me for this edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. I'm Arnie. You've been watching Pepper Tree Villa. Go out, have a magical evening, and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow for another edition of the Daily Dose of Disney. Bye, everyone.